Namaste and welcome to Global Perspectives, produced by Today's Youth Asia. In the TV show Global Perspectives, we bring to you documentaries and films from around the world which provide a strong understanding on global affairs.
Good afternoon and welcome. It's a great pleasure to see you all here coming for our briefing. This is a briefing we are doing occasionally once or twice a year to go over events in Israel, in Nepal, Nepali-Israeli relations, bilateral relations. And I think it's a very good opportunity first to talk about our activities here in Nepal. I'm here for the last few months, the last 4 months here in Nepal, and I'm very, very much impressed by the good relations. And it is very interesting to see how two nations, although they are very far geographically, have managed to build lovely bridges between the two people, the two countries. So things are going very, very nice. I would like to discuss first the events of the Israeli embassy during the last few months. The embassy of Israel in Kathmandu is proud to announce that the embassy's activities for this year have focused mainly on children, education, health, and agriculture, which are the most important areas that need to be addressed for the development of any nation. Israel is cooperating with Nepal mostly in human resources development by sharing the knowledge that it has achieved over the last 50 years in course of its development in the fields of agriculture, irrigation, health, education, community development, rural development, media, health, science and technology, and there are other fields that we are also cooperating. Until now, during the last 50 or 51 years, more than 1,600 Nepalis have received training in Israel on the Israeli government scholarships. It means that these 1,600 people went to Israel for short courses, for long courses, flying, you know, it's a big project, and we are very, very proud to have so many friends and so many professionals that have studied in Israel. Parallel to that, around 3,000 people engaged in professionals related to the above subjects have been trained in Nepal through the training activities conducted our Mashav, the Israeli Agency for International Cooperation. For example, last year, 2011, 32 Nepali professionals have participated in various training workshops in Israel. Parallel to them, 290 Nepalis attended various courses on health, on education, on agriculture, organized by the Israeli embassy here in Nepal, meaning that these people were trained by experts coming from Israel. Again, the idea is to share the knowledge, to share the know-how.
Nepal is a developing country in Southeast Asia. A large part of it is made up of the Himalayan mountains. But, despite the breathtaking views, it is considered among the world's poorest countries. Almost half of the population lives below the poverty line. In Nepal, agriculture is the most important sector of the economy. The industry provides employment to more than 80% of the population. About 20% of the country's farmers mainly use traditional farming methods. The country's major challenge is the implementation of advanced commercial farming methods in order to increase produce. So hopefully, the advanced methods will turn the village life into a more attractive one and prevent the massive migration to the capital Kathmandu, which is the root of many serious social challenges in Nepal. 7 years ago, Srijana, a Nepali woman, migrated from a village in eastern Nepal to the city of Kathmandu and was unable to find work. Now, with the assistance of Mashav, Israel's Agency for International Development Cooperation in Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, she manages to support her family with dignity. Mashav was established in 1958 as envisaged by the fathers of the state. It is the body responsible for transferring Israel's experience and accumulated knowledge and expertise to other countries competing with similar development challenges. Mashav began its activities in Nepal 51 years ago with the establishment of diplomatic relations between Israel and Nepal. Thousands of Nepalese professionals have participated in Mashav training programs both in Israel and in Nepal. In February 2010, Mashav, together with the non-profit organization Tevel Petsetik, built an agricultural demonstration farm in Mahadevsi village. The farm includes a demonstration of drip irrigation systems made by Israeli companies, a fish pond, land improvements, greenhouses for growing vegetables, a vegetable garden, and demonstration of different composting methods.
At first it was hard to convince them to practice in their own land, but later on time passed, they saw themselves the changes, the difference between the traditional method and the new method we practice in our farm. They realized the new technique is good, so they started to come to us and ask, and they are much more interested in applying it.
The project also includes the establishment of a training center and biogas toilets.
The people used to cooking here with the firewood, and the house is a very small house, and inside this way it was quite difficult for the smoke. So through the Mashav, we've been developing here the biogas combined with the toilet. So in this way, the farmers, the villagers, now they can get more fuel for the cooking.
Agricultural training programs take place on the farm once a month. Farmers from the villages in the area participate in these trainings regularly. In addition to the ongoing trainings, there are courses and seminars being held on the farm by INGOs. Srijana, along with a group of women living in an undeveloped area in Kathmandu, were trained at the farm and successfully managed to implement what they learned. In the initiative, started by DCM Adam Levine and with the strong support of Mashav, they turned the spacious land area of the Israeli embassy grounds, located in the heart of Kathmandu, to a respected source of income for the women.
We started this project 3 months ago with the help of Mashav. Most of the people of Nepal are farmers, and as I grew up in an agricultural village, it was important to me to do a project which was connected with agriculture. So we decided to take the land of the embassy in the center of town and to make it into an agricultural project. All this project we show Israeli agricultural technology, and this project also showcases Israel as a leader in the fields of agricultural technology, development and aid work.
The women come here every week and implement the agricultural methods they learned on the farm in Mahadevsi. In the future, they will sell their agricultural produce to exclusive restaurants in the area.
अहिले चाहिँ यस कृषिबाट जति सिकेको कुराले अहिले आफ्नो बारीमा पनि हामीले आफ्नो जग्गामा पनि काम गर्न सक्छौं र इजरायलको तरिकाबाट हामीले सिंचाइ गर्न सकेकोमा इजरायल र इजरायली एमएसलाई हाम्रो दिदीबहिनी समूहबाट धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद छ.
כולם הגיעו מהכפרים, וזו הפעם הראשונה שיוצא להם לעסוק בחקלאות ולגדל את התוצרת של עצמם כמו שהם עשו בכפר.
The women who come here to the embassy enjoy every minute of it and also benefit from it a lot. We receive very enthusiastic coverage by the local media and also a lot of interest by international aid organizations.
It is the only embassy in the world in whose grounds such a project exists. Thus, by making a diplomatic mission in the heart of a bustling city into an agricultural farm and providing a source of income to a group of Nepali women, Mashav continues to spread Israel's skills and techniques, passing on a message of progress and hope for a better, brighter future.
I would like to list a few of the activities that we have done. The first one was a course on fishery-based management that was held on August. The second one was a training workshop on community-oriented primary care. A third activity of the Israeli embassy was the Volunteer Day. Again, I'm very proud. We have closed the embassy for 2 days, all of us standing with brushes and helping to renovate one of the beautiful institutes here in Kathmandu that is working with youth, with orphans. Again, we are very, very proud to be associated with this orphanage, with this community work, and I think that the very important lesson for us, the Israeli staff, the Nepali staff, and the staff there is, how should I say, the solidarity between all the groups that are involved in running these institutes. And let's face it, in any society you have some parts of it which are stronger elements of the society and some elements of the society that need the help. The renewal of the MOC between ADBL and Mashav, which is an agreement between the State of Israel and the ADBL regarding training and cooperation between the farming sector, again, Israeli-Nepal, Nepali-Israeli sectors. Another unique activity that we have carried is the medical clown workshop. This training involved a professional, a medical clown coming from Israel. He spent time here in Nepal, mainly in Dulikhel Hospital, but in other places as well, in order to show that taking a medical treatment is a comprehensive issue. And I think Israel is one of the leading countries in treating or the aspect of a holistic aspect of medical treatment. When you have a patient, it's not enough to give the patient only the drugs, the medicine. You have to approach the patient also to his heart, also to his heart, to his mind and to his heart. And I think in this workshop the idea was to share the knowledge of what we have achieved in Israel, to train Nepali staff and to teach people that are in the medical field why it is important, how do you carry this process. And I think we had very, very good feedbacks. We, together with the National Museum here in Kathmandu, we were involved in opening a children's gallery at the National Museum. Again, very nice cooperation between the embassy and the museum here to bring know-how. How do you bring the culture, the richness of the heritage of the country to the young generation? Let's face it, the culture is the spirit of every nation, and every nation is proud of what it has achieved, what the cultural people are working today, and the ancient history of what you have here. And believe me, as an outsider, you have a lot of things you can be proud here in Nepal. The idea is how to bring this to the young generation, how to create this gallery and to welcome the school children in the National Gallery. And again, together the Israeli embassy with the museum have opened this gallery. We have given a very strong emphasis this year for children, for the young generation, for education and for health. And again, you have to understand that this is a holistic approach. You cannot deal only with children if you neglect their health situation. You cannot deal only with health if you do not educate people how to improve the general conditions here in the country. And the question is, how do you create all these things together? How do you combine these things together with workshops? And the idea is really to bring the experts here to share the knowledge, to share the know-how that we have in Israel.
Nepal is a developing country in Southeast Asia. More than 75% of its land is made of the Himalayan mountain range. But despite the breathtaking views, it is considered one of the 10 poorest countries in the world. Almost half of the population lives under the poverty line. 12% of Nepal's population lives in the cities, with the majority of its inhabitants living in remote villages, mostly in mountainous areas. In nearly all these villages, there is no medical treatment available or even the awareness of any health care. Parma Bahadur Tamang and Kanchi Tamang both are elderly, living in the village of Manikarka in the northeastern Himalayas. They suffer from cataracts in their eyes and are almost blind as a result of many years of neglect and the lack of medical treatment. Now, with the assistance of Mashav, Israel's Agency for International Development Cooperation in Israel's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with the Israeli NGO Eye from Zion, an eye camp was established in the village of Manikarka.
We arrived to an amazing place in the mountain of Nepal.
The Israeli doctors have enabled them to see again the beauty of the surrounding Himalayan mountains. Mashav was established in 1958 as envisaged by the fathers of the state. It is the body responsible for transferring Israel's experience and accumulated knowledge and expertise to other countries, competing with similar development challenges. Mashav began its activities in Nepal 51 years ago with the establishment of diplomatic relations between Israel and Nepal. More than 1,500 Nepalese professionals have participated in Mashav training programs both in Israel and in Nepal. In April 2011, a medical mission jointly organized by Mashav and Eye from Zion arrives in Nepal.
ברוכים הבאים. אני מאוד מקווה שתהנו מתקופתכם כאן בנפאל ושזה ישאיר אתכם זיכרונות שלא תשכחו לכל החיים. זיכרונות טובים, כן.
תודה רבה.
Immediately after landing at the airport in the capital Kathmandu, the Israeli delegation travels to a hospital in the village of Dulikhel, above the Kathmandu Valley. The Israeli team included 7 members, amongst them Professor Ehud Asiya, a senior eye surgeon, his wife Dr. Ayala, pediatrician, and Nati Marcus, the founder of Eye from Zion, one of the organizers of the mission. During their stay in Dulikhel Hospital, the Israeli doctors lead a training session for local hospital directors and ophthalmology professionals, during which they introduced a specially designed mobile operating room to conduct cataracts and oculoplastic surgery, an invention developed in Israel by Nati Marcus. Ophthalmologists arrive from all over Nepal for a special symposium.
I would like to take appreciate the Israeli cooperation in our development in Nepal. Since the establishment of the diplomatic ties, Nepal has always supported Israel internationally. Nepal will continue with glucose in the future as well.
After a few days, the team is ready for the impossible mission, performing eye surgery in a remote, secluded location inside the Himalayas. It's 8:30 in the morning. 4 Israeli jeeps, loaded with medical equipment, start their trip north towards the picturesque village of Manikarka, situated 2,000 meters above sea level in the Himalayan mountains. At this destination, the objective is to change the lives of a few dozen Nepalese forever. The mission team includes the Israeli doctors and optometrists from Dhulikhel Hospital, DCM Adam Levine, and a news crew from Israel's Channel 10.
The doctors here have come all the way from Israel, all the way up to here, and made the effort to come to help them. I think it's an important message.
This remote area of the Himalayas only few outside travelers ever reach, and the inhabitants of Manikarka have been waiting for months for the Israeli medical team's arrival. Pram Bahadur Tamang and Kanchi Tamang got up early and walked for an hour to be amongst the first patients. Their eyes are severely damaged by the Nepalese sun. Getting back their eyesight will tremendously improve the quality of their lives. Pram Bahadur's granddaughter joins. She assists her grandfather and thanks the Israeli crew.
All this mobile operating room is in 20 minutes. You can open it, and as you can see, it's working inside a class of school. Big success.
The surgery room is actually a sterile bubble with a small opening for the surgeon's head and hands. This arrangement saves the need to perform a long sterilization process for the patient's whole body and facilitates the performance of complicated surgeries under difficult conditions.
What made possible to perform the surgery here is this MOR, mobile operating room, which was made in Israel, and this is quite a very nice and novel idea. It actually creates a bubble. It has a nylon cover with 2 layers, and everything inside is sterile and it is isolated completely from what's going on the outside. What we have inside this room is exactly the same machinery and the same instruments that we can see in any operating theater in the world. So one can perform state-of-the-art surgery in any place in the world, even the most isolated place, such as this place. Good luck.
Performing as a moving assembly line, each surgery lasts about 15 to 20 minutes.
Time is a very important factor in this, because if you bring the doctor for a few days to the mountains, they have to make as much as possible surgeries. In this surgery room, everyone works with protocol, everyone knows exactly what he's doing in any moment. She's finished the surgery, and we enter the next one to prepare him.
The bandages are taken off at the end of the treatment. Although the eye might still hurt, the goal is achieved. In a few days, the patient's vision will improve and they will see again the beauty of Nepal. And in a country like Nepal, there is no doubt but to see it in 20 by 20. The Israeli doctors managed to perform more than 40 surgeries during their stay in Nepal.
This project was possible because of the work of an Israeli NGO called Eye for Zion, with the generous help of the Mashab, with the help of the medical companies in Israel who gave their equipment, and of course, most important, with the doctors who came from Israel and gave their time and their expertise to make this project possible.
On Sunday, Professor Ehud will return to his eye surgery ward, and Dr. Ayala will return to a pediatric clinic in Israel. Thus, by making a humanitarian mission in the heart of a remote area in the Himalayas, Mashab continues to spread and share Israel's skills and techniques, passing on countless messages of progress and hope for a better, brighter future.
Early childhood development, another workshop that was held during the last month. And again, all these activities were aimed at improving the socio-economic situation and quality of lives of the people at the grassroots level. I will end this short briefing with saying that Israel deeply appreciates the long and flourishing relations with Nepal and is committed towards working together with Nepal and its people to share knowledge and technologies for the benefit of peoples of our two countries, bringing our relations to people level.
With this, we come to the end of today's show. We look forward to your feedback. Our email address is utya@gmail.com. We'll be back next week at the same time. Have a nice week. Namaste.